Hi there, and welcome to Creative Writing English 109. My name is Olivia McLean. I will be your online asynchronous professor for the next 15 weeks. All right, so tonight or today, depending on which time of the day it is that you watch it, it's kind of late down here in Florida. But tonight I'm going to talk a little bit about what we're going to do in this class, what the next 15 weeks will look like, and what I expect out of each and every one. Okay, so we're going to go over the syllabus first. It's up there on the middle page. You're welcome to watch my video or follow along, either way. All right, so first of all, this class is going to be asynchronous. So that's why I don't have any of the time or date up there. It's going to be recorded lessons that you watch that you then work on assignments that I upload onto Moodle. And it's not necessarily work at your own pace, but it is work after you do the reading and watch the video and try to get your deadlines met each week. Okay, I like to start with this quote from Enid Bagnold. Who wants to become a writer and why? Because it's the answer to everything. It's the streaming reason for living. To note, to pin down, to build up, to create, to be astonished at nothing, to cherish the oddities, to let nothing go down the drain, to make something, to make a great flower out of life, even if it's a cactus. So good, right? Okay, so this class is designed to equip students with a basic understanding of the skills and knowledge needed to become engaging writers. In order to become a successful writer, one must also have a strong foundation in reading. Therefore, I use weekly readings to inspire students as well as build rigor and discipline. A weekly response to the reading will show me each student is engaged in their own growth as a reader and therefore a writer. By the end of the course, students will have sharpened their reading parameters and explored their writing capabilities. Students will also have produced multiple pieces of creative writing and responded to the writing of their peers. In other words, you will read, write, be read. Okay. So the text that you need to get, if you have not gotten it, is Janet Burway's imaginative writing. Oh, let me pull it up. Here it is on Amazon. I don't care if you get it from some other source. I don't care how you do it. I do want you to do the reading each week, and in order to do that, you need the book. Now, on the middle page, I have uploaded a version of it, a link, a PDF. Oh my goodness, you guys are probably rolling your eyes at me. A PDF link of imaginative writing. It's not the best thing that you've ever seen. It's pretty ugly and it's got some pages missing. I'll show you that when it pulls up. So yeah, beware, buyer beware there. It is not a great source, but I know that $59 is a lot to pay for a creative writing class. However, we are going to be using that book a lot. So if you get it, you will be using your money's worth. Okay, so it's by Janet Burway. I honestly love the textbook, and I still have kept it even after the days of me taking this class. All the supplemental writing will be provided by me on Moodle. So this is what I recommend: doing the reading first, then watching the lecture, then doing the discussion board, and then the writing activity. The reason I recommend this is because I will often reference the reading in the lecture, and then, you might not have as much of a grasp on what I'm saying if you haven't read it yet. So I do recommend doing the reading first. Each week, I will be uploading a video lecture. Like I said, this is not going to be a Zoom heavy class. That doesn't mean there won't be any Zoom meetings. I will be talking about that in just a second. So like I said, it's best to do the reading before watching the lecture. So the weekly writing assignments are going to be assignments that you upload to Moodle, and you will be uploading the file. I'll talk about that in a second. Directly to Moodle, you won't be copy and pasting. You will be linking an actual file, and please make sure it's either a Google Doc that is public or a Word doc is ideal. So your discussion posts each week will be in relation to the reading. You'll be responding to a question directly about this week's reading, so I can see that you've done the reading. And then it should reflect your thoughts on what we've been reading and discussing in class. It's not a diary of what you did today. It's not a place where you really explore creative writing, even though I do, you're welcome to use your creative language that you're experimenting with, but I would like to see you thinking critically in these. Then you're going to respond to a peer discussion post. Those are due on Thursday, and the response isn't due until Sunday. So that gives you a few days to poke around and read your peers' responses to the reading and think about what you want to say. So the discussion post is 250 words, and the peer discussion response is 100 words. I had a few people get really lax on me last semester. I know it was crazy, but that's not really asking all that much. So please make sure you hit those word minimums. Like I said, occasionally we will be meeting on Zoom. I will be filling out a Google Doc and giving you a group, and it will be, unfortunately, I got stuck with the 9 a.m. time, so it will be at 9 a.m. on a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday during the workshop weeks. We'll get to that in the schedule in just a second. I don't like to be anywhere at 9 a.m. as much as you do, but yeah, it is what it is. Oh, look, our PDF is available. Okay, so you can see this imaginative writing is not very pretty, and it jumps pages, but it is here if you're in a pinch. I haven't looked at all the pages that I have assigned to see if they're all there, but it says it goes down to 408 pages. So, okay, back to the syllabus. So during certain weeks, we will be having workshops, like I said, at 9 a.m., unfortunately. And unless we can discuss other things, I mean, I'm open. My schedule is pretty open. So if you wanted to try to schedule something with your group, you're more than welcome to reach out to your group members, try to come up with another day, see what you guys have in common, and see if we wanted to do it a different day. But anyways, we will be meeting and discussing your workshopped pieces. First is nonfiction, and then I think fiction and poetry. But because we only have 50 minutes to do any workshopping, you're also going to be writing feedback letters. So these workshops are going to have to move quickly, right? We've got 50 minutes to workshop 4 people. So we're going to have to really move. You might not get to everything you wanted to say. You will be writing a feedback letter. So you're going to be graded twice on feedback. You're going to be graded on showing up and doing the actual workshop, as well as turning in a feedback letter. There will be more instructions on Moodle later. Okay, a few guidelines on peer feedback. It's a time-sensitive assignment. You will be expected to submit your assignment on time for peer review. Anything submitted later than 24 hours is not required for their peer members or their peer classmates to their group mates to give feedback on. So if you turn it in over 24 hours after the deadline, you're not going to get feedback on it. You're not going to have much to go on as far as turning that in for your final portfolio. A good way to formulate your feedback is using a PQP framework. You can see the worksheet attached to the syllabus for an organization of your thoughts. And then finally, your portfolio will consist of the rough drafts and the revised drafts of your workshop submissions, as well as a cover letter. There will be a rubric and further guidelines provided in just a little bit on Moodle. So this class is designed to build on itself. Therefore, it's necessary to keep up with the assigned reading and writing. It's easy to get snowballed in a class like this when you kind of get behind on writing heavy assignments and you feel like you don't really know where you are, you can't find your footing. So please don't let that happen to you. But if you feel like it is happening to you, please reach out to me. I am flexible. I am understanding. I do expect a lot of you to be where you say you're going to be on time, to turn in your assignments on the deadlines or before, and to do the reading. However, I have an open door policy when it comes to students who need to be heard. So please reach out to me if you need that. Okay, so plagiarism, disabilities, respect. You guys know you're in college. Keep it civil. Let's just keep our eyes on the prize. Let's all try to get A's and nobody start any kind of drama or anything like that. This is an art class, so any hate will not be tolerated. If you have concerns about something, be it your writing or the writing of your peers, something you heard, something you've read, please make an appointment with me. Again, I am open to hear what you have to say. Okay. So this is the grading breakdown, 15% for your discussion board posts, the writing assignments, 20%, feedback letters, 15%, small group workshop, 20%, and then a creativity project, which we'll talk about later, 10%, and then finally a final portfolio. So here is the weekly breakdown. This is this week. You have an excerpt from Reading Like a Writer by Francine Prose to read this week. I'm going to talk about it in next week's video, but I just kind of wanted to give you a jump start on that so you can just go ahead and have that read. This is our today's video lecture right here. And I will have, as of uploading this video on Monday, office hours sign up. You need to choose your sign up or choose your office hour to come meet with me on Zoom by September 15th. That is a requirement. And then a discussion board post on Thursday, respond to a classmate's post on Sunday, then your weekly writing assignment. And then basically we jump right in next week. We start with craft and close reading, then we go into nonfiction, 2 weeks of nonfiction, and then a workshop. So we're jumping right into this, guys. We're getting right into reading each other's writing, reading writing from the masters, writing about what we've read, writing our own experimental pieces, right? So nonfiction workshop, week 5. Then we go into 2 weeks of fiction. And then we have our fiction workshop, 2 weeks of poetry, and then our poetry workshop. And then we jump into revisions. Revision, Thanksgiving, revision, portfolios, and we're done, guys. That's it. That's all there is to it. It's going to go by so fast. So please keep up with what you have on your plate. I'm sure I saw some of you are taking 6 classes. That's crazy. I couldn't imagine doing that in undergrad. Congratulations. But please try to keep up with this class's reading and writing. Otherwise, it's going to get to where you're feeling like weird about not turning things in. I've been doing this a long time. I've been teaching a long time. I just want you guys to, get the best grade possible. It's not that hard in this class. It's not like it's you're going to fail a test or even fail one of your writing assignments. As long as you stick to the prompts. Here, I'll go over the rubric real quick. Hold on one second. Okay. Okay, so here's the weekly writing experiment assignment breakdown rubric. Basically, they're 20% of your final grade. Except for the weeks we have workshop, you'll be asked to produce a short draft of a writing experiment. They're designed to expand your interaction with the genre, the craft, and the reading we've explored. One thing I really want you to take away from this class is that all writing is in conversation with each other, as well as in conversation with itself. What that means is we're seeing how we can imitate the greats, right? We're reading this Jennifer Egan story and we're writing our own series of experimental tweets. We're seeing where we can be like the greats and how we can still be like ourselves. So your work will be graded based on the rubric on Moodle. However, I will say that effort, creativity, promptness, and organization go a long way with me. Please follow the formatting guidelines. This is important, guys. All writing experiments should be submitted via the Moodle assignment and should be uploaded as a doc or docs. Actually, I'd prefer not a PDF, but that's okay if you do. 12-point Times New Roman, double spaced for fiction and nonfiction. Title, give each piece a proper header. And yeah, deviation from this will result in loss from points in the presentation part of the rubric. So basically, other than that, it's presentation, clarity and organization of ideas and rhetoric, and then finally your development of your actual overall ideas. Okay, and after that, I've got the discussion board rubric, so let me pull that up for you. Okay, so basically the discussion board is pretty simple. You get 20 points. If you are provocative, if you've got you go beyond simply answering the prompt and attempt to stimulate further thought and discussion. And then same for the response. I want you to have, less of a, oh, I like what you said, and more of the connection that you're making between these two ideas is really intriguing, stuff like that. So like try to see where you can take the discussion further. This week's writing assignment is a pretty simple, straightforward introduction with a little twist. So let's take a look at it. Oh, that's not it. Where is it? Introductions? Oh yeah. No, I meant the discussion board. Just kidding. So the discussion board is an introduction, and you're going to give your name, your pronouns if you feel comfortable, your major, why you're taking this class, what you hope to get out of it, what creative writing experience do you have, and finally, this is the part that's a little twist, use a metaphor or simile to describe yourself. So remember, a metaphor or simile is a comparison of two things, two unlike things, typically, to make a symbolic point. One for your inner self and one for your outer self. Here's an example. On the outside, I'm a suit of armor. On the inside, I'm a handful of crushed flower petals. Get weird, get funky, get cliche. Use your imagination to describe yourself. So this is mine. I am not going to read it since my voice is trying to give out on me. But that's that. And then you have your actual writing assignment, which is a little bit more involved. Oh my goodness, like, what am I doing? So for this assignment, you will complete each of these prompts. So you'll do it. Ooh. So you're going to do this over the course of this week and next week. You'll choose one prompt from each category, 3 this week and 3 next week. So you're going to choose all of them, but the 3 that you do this week, you will do this week, and then the 3 you do next week. The 3 that you don't do this week, you'll do next week. So the craft elements that we're looking at are voice and diction, setting an image, and character. So you're going to experiment with these prompts and write a total of 750 words max. 200 words minimum, 750 words max. Really, when it comes to maximums, I'm not like super crazy serious about it, but I am really encouraging you to push yourself to that 200 word limit. Okay. I'm looking forward to talking to you all. We're going to be meeting one-on-one in our office hours. Make sure you look for that sign up link. And I think that's all I have. My name is Professor McLean. It's pronounced McLean, like, I don't know, rhymes with plain. Okay. Well, thank you for watching this video. Have a nice night, day, week. See you next week.